Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests are from the upcoming Live from the Artisan Studios series at Brucemore. Jennifer Beall from the Brucemore staff. Jennifer, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me back. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. And one of the performers in Live from the Artisan Studio, Jackson Green. Jack, welcome.
Hi, thanks. Good to be here.
Full disclosure, I might know Jack fairly well. In fact, I might know Jack better than anyone on the planet, with the possible exception of one person.
Yeah.
And she only knows him for about 30 seconds more than me. But nice to have you here.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk specifically about Jack's show, because we're all about nepotism here at KCCK. That's kind of what it amounts to. But Jennifer, this is Live from the Artisan Studio. It's a little unusual in that it's not a music show, because a lot of the performances in the courtyard and part of the Artisan Studio are music shows, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But these kind of grew out of the cabaret in the courtyard, which was something that Brucemore did for a long time, and then it kind of evolved and got bigger.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. So our artisan in residence, Gerard, Estella, he's been involved with helping us with music in the courtyard in the newer iteration. Cabaret in the Courtyard was the old name, and now we call it Music in the Courtyard because we've expanded kind of the offerings and genres that we have going on. And then 3 years ago, Gerard decided to kind of expand on our artistic offerings, and we began the Artisan Studio program, which brings in local artists who are kind of early in their careers, gives them a chance to work with Gerard. They get access to the recording studio that's on site. So it's really an artist development program. And so the big highlight of the program is really what's happening behind the scenes, but then the public gets to see a performance that's really showcasing what these artists have been working on during the year that they've been working with the program.
And we hinted at the top of the interview that unlike a lot of shows at Brucemore, this is not going to be a singer-songwriter or a music performance. That is not your thing.
No. I believe I am the first magician to be performing for this.
To my knowledge, yes.
So, yeah, no singing and dancing, but a lot of magic.
How long have you been doing magic?
Well, like a lot of people, I picked it up a little bit, as a very small child, like 6 or 7, with the magic kits and stuff like that. And I just kind of never stopped doing that. And I got more and more serious about it maybe when I was 13 or 14. Took a little break during college, and I'm back doing it again.
And how has your approach to magic changed from the time? Because you've been performing, since the middle and high school, and setting aside, you've been doing this development work with Gerard and his team. But how has how you approach magic changed since you were kind of in the middle of your career?
Yeah, I definitely started looking a lot more into, certainly bigger illusions, things that can happen on a larger scale, instead of just stuff that can fit in my pockets, but also different magicians from history and certainly performing today, and taking inspiration from more of the artistic approach behind magic, and what those kinds of things have to offer.
And as we said, you've been working with Gerard and his team in the kind of an artist development thing, and where, like a singer is concerned, or a musician. Singer is a musician, of course, but someone performing either their own music or covers or something like that. There's you can see how you would sharpen their show, help them decide their repertoire and things like that. How has the team with Gerard worked with you on your show?
Well, I think it's definitely been unique for everyone involved, but it kind of started with me showing them just a bunch of magic, and then talking about magicians that I like and why I like them. And then kind of narrowing down some of my interests, picking those out, and trying to build a show with a through line and a story, so to speak, around those different things.
You mentioned that you've recently been, looking more into, bigger things rather than, like you said, stuff to carry in your pocket. So how big does this get? Are we making the mansion disappear or anything like that?
Oh boy, I hope we're not doing that.
I might need to call somebody really quick. Definitely. I have left my larger box contraptions at home for this one, but definitely things that are parlor sized is the term in magic, a parlor show as opposed to a close up show. So I've got some cups and balls, and a few things that involve a bit more participation from multiple audience members as opposed to just one person.
I was going to ask about involving the members of the audience. I've always thought that has to be the trickiest part, being a magician. You find somebody who's gonna go along and have the proper reactions, but not kind of take over the show.
Yeah, it's definitely always a task to start out the show, showing everybody something so that everyone can kind of look, and then maybe gauging reactions of people that you see. Okay, that person looks like they're here to have a good time, and they're laughing a lot. That sort of thing.
So you're actually kind of watching the audience as you're performing for them and kind of thinking who might be a good person to work with.
Yes, yeah. I'm watching them just as much as they're watching me.
Interesting. Well, Jack has promised us a magic trick that will work both on the radio and also on the accompanying video that you can watch on social media. But before we get to that, Jennifer, let's talk just a little bit about the rest of the Artisan series and what else you have coming up, because I know you're kind of at the tail end of the season, but still a few things coming up.
Yeah. So like I said, we're kind of wrapping up our summer event season. But this coming weekend, we do have our final weekend of Music in the Courtyard. So it's a continuation of the performance Here, There, and Everywhere that we started last weekend. I will say the audience reviews have been very good coming in so far, things I've seen on Facebook and in our audience post-show survey. Lots of good responses. So we do still have tickets available. So I'd say if you can make it out this weekend, it's going to be a great show. I saw it on Saturday. It's very fun. And then, so we have Jackson's performance coming up on September 15th, but he's not the only person in the Artisan Studio series. We also have Jake Stack, who will be performing some original music that he wrote as part of the program. He's going to be there on September 19th. And then coming up in October, we have Caleb Rainey. He is a spoken word poet based out of Iowa City.
Friend of the show. He's been on the show several times.
I'm sure a lot of people recognize him. Also goes by the Negro Artist. You can find him on social media. He was just in the mansion on Monday doing some filming for his project. So he's going to have some spoken word poetry and short film content going on in his performance. So it's really going to be like a multimedia project that I think will be very fun for people to see.
And then things move indoors for the tour season.
Yes, and I will say Caleb's performance will be indoors as well, because we do recognize October in Iowa weather can be kind of iffy. But then we do have our regular tour program that's going on, and then starting up in late September we have our Nooks and Crannies tour, which is our very popular kind of behind the scenes tour. You get to see like what's behind that door, what's in this closet. You get to see upstairs in the attic of the mansion. So if you've ever kind of wondered like what is behind this door, you can get that question answered during Nooks and Crannies.
Very cool. All right. And for information on that, people can just visit the website and get tickets and stuff there.
Brucemore.org. That's where you can find tickets for events and tours. We also put a lot of information on our social media channels, Facebook and Instagram specifically. If you want to give us a follow, we will keep you up to date there.
Okay. All right. Jack, you promised us a trick that works both on video and audio, so take it away.
Yes. Jennifer, would you like to help me?
Yeah, sure.
Do you happen to have a calculator?
I have my phone, which has that nicely built in for me.
They always told me we wouldn't have those in our pockets in school, but here we are.
I heard that as well. I feel like I was lied to.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to ask you just a series of questions. The first few are going to be sort of math-based, which is what the calculator is for.
Okay.
But then the other ones, we're going to get away from the math a little bit. And the best way to do it is to just answer as quickly as you can the first thing that pops into your head, okay?
Okay.
So we'll start with a number between 1 and we'll say 25.
Okay.
You've got it? Mm-hmm. Okay. So on your calculator, enter is it a 1-digit number or a 2-digit?
It's a 2-digit number.
Okay, perfect. So on your calculator, enter the first digit.
Okay.
And then hit the plus sign. And then the second digit. And hit enter.
Alrighty.
So is it a 1-digit number or a 2-digit number?
It's a 1-digit number.
1-digit number. Okay. Hit the multiplication button. And then 9.
Okay.
And hit equals. Okay. Now, do you have a 1-digit number or a 2-digit number?
I have 2-digit number.
Okay. So take those 2 digits, add them together in your
All
calculator
right, I
there.
can handle that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have now a 1-digit number or a 2-digit number?
1-digit.
1-digit number. Okay. Let's do subtract, let's say 5.
Okay.
Okay. So a 1-digit number that is not 0 or negative.
That is true. Yes.
Awesome. Let's see here. Can you imagine the alphabet in your mind? And A will be 1, B will be 2, and so on and so forth. Can you turn that number you have there into a letter?
I can. Yes.
Okay. Now don't say anything yet.
Okay.
Is there a state in the United States that begins with that letter?
Yes.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. Think of the spelling of the name of that state.
Okay.
And then the second letter in the name of that state. And then an animal that begins with that letter. Okay. And the color of that animal.
Okay.
You've got it in your head. Okay. I don't think there are any gray elephants in Delaware.
That is accurate. Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not easy to do that, right here on the radio and all of that. And Jennifer was totally not prepared.
I was not. I was very much not.
You did not realize that you were going to be the assistant. Well, it's live from the Artisan studio featuring the magic of Jackson Green, September 15th at Brucemore. And there are 2 shows, correct?
Yes, 2 shows, a 6:30 and an 8:30.
And as you've probably surmised in the audience, I'll be there. And really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Jack, if people want to connect with you online, what's the best way to do that? Website, social media?
Yeah, I have a Facebook page, Jackson Green. You can find me there. I also have a website, jacksongreen.net, in the process of updating that currently. I have some videos on YouTube. You can find those on the website as well. That covers it.
All right. And Jennifer mentioned again how to connect with Brucemore online
Brucemore.org.
and get tickets for this show.
Yes. Yeah, you can get tickets for Jack's show. You can also get them for our other Artisan studio performances from Jake Stack and Caleb Rainey, all at brucemore.org.
All right. Thank you both for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
You can hear The Culture Crawl live on the radio many weekdays at 10:30 or download the podcast. Watch or listen on your own schedule at kcck.org/culture or using your favorite podcast app. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.